Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today I picked up the Star Wars Destiny 2-player game. We have it right here. I'm going to go ahead and unbox this. We did a preview of the video of the set yesterday. Some of the cards were released early by Fantasy Flight, so I'm just going to be showing you the cards in here and what else the starter set comes with. Let's get this open. Alright, so here is our contents. Looks like we have probably, there's an Empire at War promo thing there, Fantasy Flight catalog. Looks like instructions, as well as a token set. Let's put the stuff down here. We have all of our dice. So it looks like only one of each. So there's Kylo, Phasma, Phasma's rifle. Phasma's rifle right there. The droid, looks like droids. Phasma, Kylo. We have Rey, Poe, and all of their upgrades up here, and the rest of the villain upgrades here. And here is our decks. We're going to be taking a look at these a little more closely. There's your reference card. So I'm just going to crack these decks open. Put that down. And try to get this shrink wrap off of here. There we go. So there are our cards. Here are all the dice. I'll bring those up a little bit closer. We have all of our dice right there. Move those out of the way for just a moment, and then we're going to look at the cards. So here is Kylo Ren. Tormented One. Looks like they got the villain deck up top. We have Captain Phasma. Reviewed or looked at these cards yesterday. Phasma. Droid Commandos. This was only kind of partially spoiled in that card fan. We have the Droid Commandos. 4 cost, 2 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage for a resource, 2 discard special and blank, and special is deal 1 damage each to any number of characters. Phasma's rifle. One of the better cards I think from this set. 4 damage sides. We talked about this card a little bit yesterday, but I like the 4 damage sides. If it's on Phasma, it also gets redeploy. Wants to actually focus. Let's see. But there's something else on the table, so we'll put that there. Phasma's blaster. Praetorian Guard. About that card a little bit yesterday as well. If it wants to grab, it wants to focus on it. So there's a Praetorian Guard. Just a moment, and then it lost it. There we go. That. We have Dark Council. I haven't seen this one yet. So, Dark Council. Wants to actually focus. There we go. Focus, resource, special, and 2 blanks. 1 resource. And it's draw a card, reroll this die instead of removing it. Pretty cool. There's the Crossguard Lightsaber. We saw that one yesterday as well. So, Crossguard Lightsaber. It wants to actually focus. This is a new webcam, so I'm using a Logitech C920 now. I'm not sure why it's not wanting to actually focus on the Crossguard Lightsaber. Force Stasis. This card a little bit yesterday as well. So 2 resources, blue character only. Kylo looks pretty cool. So that's Force Stasis. We have Jedi Rival. Haven't seen this card yet. So 1 resource, after you activate the attached character, you may remove 1 shield from a character. I like that it has Maul on it, as does Intimidate. So kind of thematic with his ability to remove shields. So there's Jedi Rival. We have Armored Support. First Strike. Saw that card yesterday as well. Here is I Have You Now. 1 resource. Turn a die to a side showing damage. Kind of like aim, but looks like it can hit either ranged or melee. That's pretty cool. We have Imperial Envoy. I haven't seen this one yet. So Imperial Envoy, let me see what it says. Reveal 2 random cards in an opponent's hand, then deal 1 damage to a character for each event and support just revealed. If it wants to focus, doesn't seem like it wants to. It went there for a second. There we go. Imperial Envoy. We have Mobilize. Gain 4 resources for the cost of 3, so essentially you gain 1. Tactical Mastery, so a reprint from Awakenings. One. As I have foreseen, 0 resources. Ambush. Look at each opponent's hand. This could be pretty cool in other decks, such as maybe like a Thrawn deck. Throw this in with Thrawn and a blue character, and then look at their hand. Then you know exactly like what cost of cards they're running. Clash. To focus on it. Camera slightly. We have Clash, and I'll just read it. Doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. Clash. 1 resource. Turn 1 of your dice to the side showing melee damage. Turn opponent's die showing melee damage to a blank. So you have the Inquisitor Saber and Ezra Saber clashing. Called Clash. So there is Intimidate. Reprint from Awakenings. Have called Skills Are Complete. 0. Turn an upgrade die to a side showing a blank. Doubt. Reprint from Spirit of Rebellion. We have Parry, another Spirit of Rebellion reprint. We have Subjugate. This is a new one. 2 resources, remove a die. Not bad. So I pay 2, remove a really good die that your opponent has, maybe holding a combo together with, or a special that you don't want to deal with. Play Subjugate and remove it. There is cheaper removal, but I think that's still pretty decent. And we have the Hangar Bay, which we talked a little bit about yesterday. I think that is the villain deck, and now we're into our hero deck. So here's Rey. We have Poe. There's Poe. Talked a little bit about him yesterday as well. Code Amarin. See where the location is. We'll do the location first. If it's oh, no, the location's at the bottom. That's fine. We have a medical droid. This is a new one. One resource. Support droid. Shield resource. Special blank blank. Heal one damage from a character. We have Strike Team. We talked a little about this card yesterday as well. Here is Teamwork. So 2 resources, +2 range, +2 melee, resource, special, and blank. Give attached character 1 shield. You may give another character 1 shield. We have Pose Blaster. A little bit about this card yesterday as well. Deals 2 damage to a character or 3 if it's on Poe. There's Ray's Lightsaber. Talked about that one yesterday. There is Inner Strength. New one here. We have Luke's Protection. 0 resources. As an action, place the support on top of your deck from play to give a blue character 1 shield. We have Honor Guard. Saw part of this card yesterday, but we didn't actually see what the text was. So it's a support action. Discard the support from play. Remove a die showing damage, ranged or melee. We have Direct Hit. 2 resources. Resolve one of your dice showing ranged or melee damage, increasing its value by 2. There's Logistics. We have another reprint from Awakenings. Of a new card in Recon. So 1 resource. Choose a symbol showing on a die, then turn another die to a side showing the same symbol. So you could, I suppose, blank something out with this, or if you had a damage die, you can turn another die to damage as well. So that's Recon. Pretty interesting. Another Awakenings reprint, we have Strategic Planning. New one, we have Concentrate, featuring Yoda. 1 resource, turn 1 of your dice to any side. You may spend 1 resource to turn another one of your dice to any side. So you gotta turn a die for a resource and then spend another resource to turn another if you want to. Another reprint from Awakenings, we have Defensive Stance. Give a character 2 shields. A lot of this stuff deals with shields because Rey's ability is dependent on having shields on her. We have Distraction. Choose 2 dice. Then an opponent chooses and removes 1 of your dice. Choose 2 dice, and then an opponent chooses and removes 1 of those. Okay, so you choose 2, they choose 1 to remove. We have Do or Do Not, 0. Reroll 1 of your dice, then you may resolve it, increasing its value by 1, otherwise remove it. Or there is no try, I suppose. So you do or you do not. Have new one here, Fierce Resolve, 2 resources. Reroll 1 of your dice, then deal damage to a character equal to the value showing on that die. So it doesn't matter. It looks like it doesn't matter what you roll. Had a blank and you re-rolled it into, let's say, 2 resources, it would do 2 damage. So there's Fierce Resolve. The new one. We have Evade, a reprint from Spirit Rebellion. Flank, another reprint from Awakenings. Have Sound the Alarm, so 0 resources. See if it wants to focus. And there is Sound the Alarm, again 0 resources. Reroll any number of an opponent's dice showing damage, ranged, or melee. And we have the location that we talked a little bit about yesterday. We have Obi-Wan's hut. Essentially, it gives claim, give a blue character 1 shield, or spend a resource to give a non-blue character a shield. Get that to focus. There. That's Obi-Wan's hut, and that is the contents of the two-player starter. You get, again, 2 reference cards. Some pretty interesting cards here. Some cool new stuff like Phasma's Blaster, I think, is really cool. This Praetorian Guard is pretty nice as well. The new Crossguard Lightsaber is pretty interesting because it's only 2 resources, so a 2-resource lightsaber could be pretty cool. I played with played a game with this earlier today. I played as Rey and Poe, and my friend played as Kylo and Phasma. I ended up winning, barely winning with Rey. Poe got defeated fairly quickly, but I was able to stick it out with Rey, get shields, and then use her ability to keep pinging for 1 damage whenever I activated her. My opponent also had some very bad dice rolls, so saved 1 box to do an unboxing and opened another box. So I ended up getting 2 sets to get play sets of all the new cards as well as the extra dice for Kylo, Phasma, Rey, and Poe. I think this is a pretty interesting deck. I actually like it more than I liked the initial sets. I felt the initial set was a little overpowered maybe towards Hero. So I mean, when I played with the initial starter sets, I tried both, but I had better luck with the Rey deck than I did with the Kylo deck. This deck, I've only played the Rey side, but the Phasma Kylo deck is very strong. Kylo's ability is really consistent, so you basically just, if you know what deck they're playing, or what play against a deck that's mono blue, you're just going to name blue when you do his ability and have 2 fairly consistent damage coming out of him, instead of taking a chance and drawing a blank or a 0 with the ability on the Kylo from the original starter set. So we have the new Kylo, the new Phasma is really cool as well. I like all the characters. I like that Poe and Rey synergize fairly well. Have a lot of ways to get shields in the hero deck. Poe's ability or his special can give a character a shield. So if you roll his special, you can give Rey a shield, and then when you roll Rey out, if she has a shield, she does 1 damage and stuff like that. The medical droid, I actually had some pretty good success with the medical droid, as well as teamwork. So when I was playing, my cards that I was winning a lot with, doing a lot of work with, were Inner Strength was one of them. Didn't really use Honor Guard. Used Direct Hit to increase some damage in 1 game. Recon ended up being pretty good, so I was able to. I had Rey on melee and a blank or something else on her, so I was able to recon that and flip the other die to melee as well. Didn't really use much of these. And the final play of the game came down to me needing to do 1 point of damage, so I paid 2 resources, re-roll the Rey's die, landed on 1, and then did 1 damage to defeat Phasma. But these decks are pretty fun. I would recommend probably picking up at least 1 to see if just getting into the game. This is a great starting point. You get 2 pre-made decks that are ready to go. You get dice for each character, and then if you want to further expand on that and get full play sets, you can pick up another one of the starter sets as well. Or pick up booster packs and mix the cards in these, because these are not going to be tournament legal, just because they don't have enough cards in the deck. So you're probably going to have to get a few booster packs and mix some cards into these decks to make them tournament. But other than that, really cool product. Really like that they have essentially like a dual deck. So now instead of just having to buy 2 packages, you just buy 1. All the dice fit nicely in the package. You get a nice rule book, tokens, things like that, and then the decks play fairly well against each other. So again, I won my game where I was playing as Rey and Poe, but it could have easily gone either way. Kylo's ability is really consistent. Phasma has really good damage, especially once you put her battle rifle on her. And my opponent also had out the Droid Commandos. They would always generally roll blanks or not damage, so I got pretty lucky there. And I think Phasma also had the Praetorian Guard on her, as well as her blaster. So when I played, I took out Kylo first, and then went after Phasma. Rey had a couple damage on her, and Phasma had 2 shields. then I was able to use Inner Strength quite a bit to move 1 damage to the from Mike to Ray to Phasma, because Phasma at that point no longer had shields. I liked getting shields through claiming of Obi-Wan's hut. So then the next time I activate Ray, I get that 1 extra damage. So a lot of good synergy with this deck. A lot of fun. Highly recommend picking up at least one, especially if you're just getting into the game. That's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be back again with another Star Wars Destiny video in the near future. Thanks again for watching, and take care.